Built in 1930, Memorial Field was once Mount Vernon's crown jewel. High school athletes played on this field, and graduating seniors came here to receive their diplomas. It was where the city gathered for community celebrations and where the classic Coca-Cola commercial with Mean Joe Green was filmed. It was where famed entertainers like James Brown and the Jackson 5 performed.
I was a twirler, twirling the baton on the football field. It was so exciting. It was really exciting. And to hear the people in the stands and the roar of the crowd, it is very exciting. But the centennial that we had was the biggest and the best thing that Mount Vernon ever had.
Today, it's in ruins. Over the past decade, the city and Westchester County invested more than $6 million in the field. But plans to bring it back to life had repeatedly died in the crossfire of local politics. Memorial Field is just one victim of the political dysfunction that has long plagued Mount Vernon. And has brought City Hall to a virtual standstill. First-time Mayor Richard Thomas is in what he calls a political fistfight with the City Council and City Comptroller Maureen Walker. Walker and the City Council see the young mayor as brash and arrogant and difficult to work with. For Thomas, it's a battle with the outdated old guard at City Hall, including those still loyal to former longtime Mayor Ernie Davis.
You got to understand that regardless of whether you like the council or not, you have to deal with the council. And if you start with a bad relationship with them, and if they don't trust you or you try to belittle them, even in the best scenario, you're not going to get anything positive.
The fight is playing out in one of the lower Hudson Valley's most unique cities. Mount Vernon has historically been two cities. A suburban north side, centered around the Fleetwood neighborhood, was predominantly white and more well-to-do in years past. The city's more urban south is predominantly black and more densely populated. Although the city is significantly more integrated than it was in the past, that divide still exists today.
This is Fleetwood, and then we have south of Lincoln Avenue, a different. Most of my clients are north of Lincoln Avenue. My partner, who was a criminal defense attorney, his clients used to tell him they wouldn't come north of Lincoln Avenue. So.
See? Where I grew up, whenever you mention Mount Vernon was, oh God, Mount Vernon, it's really bad. But when I heard we was getting to a store in Mount Vernon, I was a little scared about it. But then they brought me here, which is close to Fleetwood. And I said to myself, you know what? This is great. The neighborhood is awesome. I mean, everybody's friendly. I'm going to be here a year, and I have no regrets. I mean, it takes a while to be known by the neighbors in the area, but they treated me good. It's good people around here.
One thing both sides of the city seem to have in common is a disconnect with City Hall. For them, the political bickering going on in City Hall is simply the latest frustration with Mount Vernon's leadership.
No doubt that the council and the comptroller are ganging up on the Thomas administration and working against the people of Mount Vernon. Comptroller Walker has been here, she has signed all those checks, and she has refused systematically and methodically to every request for information about where did the money go. And that's why I call her Missing Money Maureen.
The 23 years that I've been the controller, I have never seen this type of dissension between my office and the mayor's office. He seems to have an obsession with me, and the obsession is blame Maureen Walker. I've been there before, Mr. Mayor. I've been doing my job for 23 years. There are checks and balances in government, and I can tell you, over the 23 years, not once can anybody point a finger at Maureen Walker's office or myself and say that there was money missing.
While both sides blame the other, the question remains whether Mount Vernon's leaders can work together to finally end the political dysfunction that has long plagued the city.
As many of you know, there has been some dysfunction in our city government, and the clergy has come together to see if we can help form a bridge of peace between all forms of government. And we did that in a series of ways. We've had an opportunity to meet with the mayor of the city of Mount Vernon. We've met with the city council, and we've also met with the comptroller on separate occasions.
The potholes, the street lights, the zombie shells of buildings that are haunting neighborhoods, these are all things that send a signal to the public that the city just doesn't care. I think that, the group of people that have been running Mount Vernon for the past 24 years definitely have influence, and they feel their influence waning. And I think that they're having a hard time reconciling that Mount Vernon wants to go in a new direction with a new vision.
For now, Memorial Field remains shuttered, a victim of the stalemate at City Hall. It has become a symbol of the city's long-standing political dysfunction.
But if we continue to understand what this city means to us as individuals and stop playing like it's an individual sport, I think we can get there. But we must learn to talk to one another. People are disappointed in me that I talk to the mayor. How can I get anything done if I don't talk to the mayor? Even though he sometimes does not listen, but that's okay. He's the mayor, all right? So he has to make the choices for the city going forward. But I would say thank you, clergy. Thank you, citizens of City of Mount Vernon, and continue to pray for us.